Hello, this is sort of a part 2 to this video, so if you haven't seen that video yet, I recommend giving it a watch after this one. We left off at the point where you've set up a way for people to reach out to you with commission requests, and I'll try to keep this as general as I can, but I will probably talk as if you've decided on the route of creating a website form and communicating through email. If you'd rather take commissions through your social media DMs, I promise there will still be plenty of relevant stuff for you as well. So you wait a bit, and hopefully soon get a commission request in your inbox. If everything about the request looks good to you, you can send them a confirmation email and an invoice or money request. PayPal isn't perfect, but I use it for this since it is a recognizable name that people know is trustworthy. If you request money with a platform that no one has ever heard of, they will very likely be a bit nervous about it. Just don't let too much money pile up in your PayPal account, transfer it to your bank account, or wherever else for safekeeping regularly. If something happens to your account and you left a lot of money in there, you're going to have a difficult time getting it back. And I might as well mention, since I remember being unsure about it back then, if you're setting up a PayPal account, it'll ask you if the account you're making is business or personal. According to the PayPal user agreement, you don't need a legit business to be allowed a business account, and this is the option you'll want to pick if you'd rather not share your full real name with commissioners. When the payment is sent, let the person know that you received it as soon as you can. If you leave them hanging for days, they will absolutely start to worry about you either not getting it or taking their money and ghosting them. Another way to give your commissioners anxiety is by not giving them an amount of time to expect the finished artwork by. If they haven't heard from you in over a week, they might start to get nervous, but if you had let them know the commission would take up to 2 weeks, they know they don't have anything to worry about yet. Always be mindful about how the people commissioning you might feel, putting their trust in someone on the internet that they probably don't know. If you have a hard time hitting deadlines, or even if you're great at it, give yourself a generous amount of time to finish the commission, more than you think you need. And if something happens and you just can't get it done in time, it's probably not a big deal, just let them know that you need a bit more time. I've said this so many times and for so many different topics, but I gotta say it again. And I'm going to reuse this meme too. PureRef is my favorite tool for organizing visually, including for commissions. You can store and organize all of the references and details you need very easily. A link will be in the description. As a time-saving method, I have pre-written my emails for all of the messages I know I will need to send, which I can copy and paste when needed. I have one for approving commission requests, sending the work in progress, etc. If you are the type to overthink and stress over formatting messages, like me, you should probably do this too. I often tweak them in the case that they need to be more personal or fit a certain situation, but it saves me the trouble of writing all of these emails from scratch. I would give you templates or show you my own as an example, but I'm not going to, since even though these messages are pre-written, they should still be in your own natural voice. Now, let's get into the question of what if someone wants to use the art they commissioned me for in a product they are going to sell? That, or put it on their website, or anywhere else where they would need the right to use the image. Keep in mind that this is an introduction to this topic and not a full guide, just to make you aware of your options. I mentioned in the first of these 2 videos that you should keep the copyright of your commissioned artwork. It still belongs to you, so if someone slaps it on a shirt to sell without your permission, they have violated your copyright, even if they commissioned the art from you. So, in order to allow someone to use the artwork commercially, they should pay not just for your skill and time to make the art, but for the right to use it. The simplest way to handle this is to add on an additional fee, a percentage of the original price. I don't very often do commissions for commercial use, so I can't speak too much on pricing, but for selling the full copyright, you can charge at least 100%, aka at least doubling the base price. It's normal for the copyright of art to cost more than the time and effort to make it, and especially so if the art is for a company that will be using it on a large scale, in which case the cost should definitely be multiple times the price of a normal commission. Most likely though, you would be working with individuals with smaller plans and a smaller budget. If you'd rather not lose the copyright of the artwork, you can take the approach of licensing, which is sort of like renting and is most people's preferred option. You allow the commissioner to use the art in products or other commercial uses, while also, still generally, being able to keep using it yourself. This will be cheaper than selling the copyright, and you can either charge one flat fee or routinely collect payment from the person for as long as they use it. Pricing can depend on quite a bit here also, because different factors like the extent that your art will be used, how big the client is, and how long they will be allowed to use the work for, can all be taken into account. Luckily, if you're just starting out doing commissions, you probably don't need to worry much at all about copyright. Most people looking to commission an artist such as yourself are not looking for something to repackage and sell. They probably just want to see you draw their character. Still, it's so important to be aware of these things because you never know when it might come up, and you wouldn't want to make the mistake of not charging someone for something you should have. If the possibility of needing to deal with this is too intimidating for you, make a note on your commissions page or terms of service saying you aren't open to licensing or selling the copyright, or simply turn down anyone who asks. I should clarify that there are plenty of uses people might want your art for that you probably don't need to charge extra for. Personal uses, like using it as a device background, sharing it with someone as a gift, or printing it out just for themselves to put on their wall, are all common ways that someone might use your work in a non-commercial way. In the case of things like personal printing, it is ideal if people get your permission first though. That way, if you sell prints, you can ask them to order through you. If someone requests a commission from you and you aren't sure if their intentions for it would be copyright infringement, you can look up whether it would be considered fair use. Here is my other video about art commissions and another random one. Thanks for watching!